Most of the free coding models out there just give you a basic code snippet and then freeze when you ask for a full project structure. But today I'm going to cover this new Ornith-1.0 model, which is a self-improving family of open source models specially built for agentic coding. And today using this tool, I'm going to be building my own agentic coding assistant. Hello everyone and welcome back to Build with AI series, where I cover local and free AI tools to build practical AI projects. So first let's cover the technical breakdown of this new model. What makes this Ornith model stand out from the other AIs is that it is a state-of-art coding agent, which means it doesn't just chat with you like ChatGPT or Gemini, but is designed to interact with your code, terminal, and files to get your work done. And the creators of this model have incorporated this self-improving training framework where they've employed reinforcement learning, which gives an AI a final goal and actually reward or punish it according to the predictions that it is making. So the AI actually jointly optimizes the scaffold architecture and the resulting solution and automatically find the trajectory paths to generate high-quality solutions on its own. Because whenever it is making a prediction, it will be rewarded or punished, so it will actually learn how to get more rewards over the training time. It also learns how to build the proper scaffold, which is the foundation and framework of our coding project, before it writes the final solution. So whenever you are making some complex softwares, the mistakes will be lower because the planning is done correctly upfront. The primary thing that you should note is that this is a reasoning model, which means whenever you ask it a hard coding question, it will think first before spitting out the final answer. The first text that it will be generating would be enclosed in these think tags, which you can yourself see to check all the reasonings that the model is able to do before generating the final answer. So for formatting the final response, you need a reasoning parser. So all this chain of thought process is returned separately, independently in this reasoning content. And this model also supports tool calls because it's an agentic coding model. So all the tool calls made by this model also needs to be parsed by a tool call parser. So we get the standard OpenAI style tool calls that the system can execute. To prove how well it works, we can look at the agentic coding benchmarks. The primary one is the terminal benchmark, where we check whether the AI can navigate a command line interface and build the final solutions for the coding problem. And in this benchmark, it is able to achieve 77.5%, beating major open source models like Q1, GLM, Minimax, DeepSeek, and even beat the closed source Opus 4.7. Just Opus 4.8, which is the latest model from Claude, is able to beat this new model. But we have to remember that this model is completely open source, which means you can download the weights and customize the model according to your own. While with models like Claude, GPT, or Gemini, all those weights are locked behind closed doors, so you can't customize the model and you have no idea how the model is actually thinking. Then we can also look at the SWE bench verified benchmark, where again it is able to achieve 82% score, beating the other open source competitors, and again the Opus 4.7, but just the Opus 4.8 is able to outscore this new model. We even ran it through the OpenClaw evaluation framework, and here again it was able to achieve 77%, again beating the other models and performing at par with the Claude Opus models. And if you want to replicate the same results, you have to choose the same creativity parameters that is given here. So we have to set the temperature as highest value as 1, which means the model will be able to execute its full creativity. Top P is also 1, so it is able to look at all the probable tokens before generating the next one. And the context window is set as the medium range, which is 128,000 tokens. Now to run this model locally, we can integrate it in any kind of tool calling and agentic capability framework that we have, because this model also uses standard OpenAI compatible endpoint. So you can directly import OpenAI, set the base URL as your local URL, API key as empty, then define your tools which the AI agent will be able to execute. Let's say in this example, they have given it some run shell command, and while calling this model, we just need to provide the name, what is the input message that I'm giving, what are the tools that is available for the model, and then the temperature and top P parameters. So if you are already using some OpenAI compatible other model, you just need to replace the model name here. But you can also integrate it with the agent harness like Hermes Agent, OpenClaw, Onslaught Studio, OpenHands, and you can also serve with the local AI engines like VLLM or SGLang. Today I'm going to be downloading the 9 million parameter version of the same model and its compressed GGF file, which compresses the heavier AI models so they can run on a normal CPU or RAM system. So to download the file, you can go for any kind of quantization. The 16-bit quantization is the original model version, while in lower quantizations, the precisions of the numbers and neural networks are reduced. So when we go from the 16-bit precision to the 8-bit precision, the model download size and the memory requirements will also be lowered to half. For now, I'm going to be downloading the 4-bit quantization, which is 5 GB big, which needs around 4 to 8 GB of VRAM available in your graphic card. For my project environment, I'm going to be using Google Antigravity, which is perfect for agentic coding, and if you don't have it installed, just go to antigravity.google/download and download the installer according to your platform. Then I'm going to register this GGF file as an Ollama model so I can directly run it and integrate it in my projects with some simple commands. To download Ollama, just go to ollama.com/download and download the installer according to your platform. Now once you are in Google Antigravity, just go to the file menu, open any folder in your system as the current project directory. So every kind of file you will be creating or copy pasting can stay in your current project folder. And for the code files and readme files, you can directly copy from the GitHub link in description and pin comments, and just follow along all the steps that I mentioned in the readme file. First, we are going to activate a virtual environment in Python, so all the libraries that we install for the current projects do not get any conflict from the earlier projects. So I'll just copy this line, go to the terminal by expanding this below pan, and paste it here. So this will first create a virtual environment environment, name this VENV, and then activate that environment using this activate script. And Google Anti-Gravity will also ask you whether you want to use this environment for the current workspace folder. So just select yes here. And then I'm going to install the Streamlit library, which will be helpful for building the final dashboard. Next, you need to keep the GGF file that we have downloaded from the Hugging Face page in the same folder. And then I'm going to be making a custom model file, which will be used to register this GGF file in Ollama directory. So the base file is the Ornith GGF file, and I've added a system instruction that you are Ornith, a self-improving coding agent designed to write clean, high performance and correct code. Now to register this model file in Ollama, we just need to type this query in the terminal. So I'll just copy this and paste it here. Now once the installation is done, if you type Ollama list, you will see that the Ornith model is registered here. Now for building the final dashboard, I have built this app.py file, which will use the Ollama client and the registered Ornith model and send the request to the local Ollama URL. And once I get the response, I will remove all the thing tags that are given by the Ornith model. As we have seen before in the official documentation, that you need to identify these thinking tags and remove them to get the actual response. And for building and styling the final UI, I'm making the title as Ornith agent. Then I'm adding a page icon and the layout as wide. If you're making the final website for a mobile app, you can keep the layout as centered. Then I'm adding a heading to the page that this is an Ornith coding agent, and it is enclosed under heading 1 tag on HTML with the color styling that I have defined here. Then I'm adding a text area for the user to write their task description. As an example placeholder, it will have write a Python function to check if a number is prime. Then in the text input, the user can provide what is the output file that they want for the final Python code, and then there will be a clickable button to run the agentic loop. Now once we click this, I'm going to implement a self-correcting logic which will be used by the Ornith model tool. I'm going to run the loop 3 times. As in Python, if you give range 1 to 4, it will be run for attempt 1, 2 and 3. So I'm allowing the model to recorrect itself so I can actually utilize the self-improving capability of the Ornith model. First, I'm going to print that this is an attempt 1 querying the Ollama model. Then I'm going to call the run query with the given prompt and also going to give it the previous error if it encountered any. Then the primary system instruction is that it should output only the raw Python code. Now if we do not have the model installed, we will just log this error that the model is not found. Otherwise, we will log that we have used this model and writing the final code to this file path. And I'm going to open that file path in a write mode and write the final code in it. And I'm going to check whether there are any errors in that Python code. So using pycompile.compile, you can compile any Python code that you have. And in case if you get any error, we will move to the except block, convert that error to a string format, and I'm going to log that we have failed with this validation error. And this error will be passed on to the next attempt so the model can self-correct itself. And finally, I'm going to compile all these logs in this log box. And if there are no errors, the success parameter will be turned true. So if success is true, I'm going to print a success message that task is completed successfully, and I'm going to display the final code in the Streamlit dashboard directly. Now to launch this dashboard, you just need to go to the terminal and run streamlit run app.py. This will run the Python file using the Streamlit library and launch the UI in your browser directly. So as you can see that the title of the page is here. Then there is the heading of Ornith coding agent. Here you can write any task description that you want, and I want the output generated in this primechecker.py file. So just click on run agent loop. So now it is querying the Ollama model. You can also export this project as directly a website. You can just click on this deploy button, log into your Streamlit account and directly launch this dashboard. So now you can see in attempt 1 it used this model, return the final code to primechecker.py file, but it made an error here as after the while statement there should be a colon. So there is a syntax error with an expected colon. So now it is self-correcting and doing the attempt 2 using again the Ollama model. And now it has given me the final primechecker.py file after all the self-corrections. It has built the function, it has given the docstring for the function as well for the description, and then it has implemented the logic to find the prime number in Python code. So as you can see, it is able to perform the whole task end to end and also self-correct itself by checking the logs and the errors of the previous iteration. This was just a simple demo. You can also give your entire code bases to this model. This was just a quick demo and you can also use it by directly giving your entire code bases, but you might need to go for the higher quantization and the higher billion parameter models because the processing power and the context limit of the lower quantizations is generally limited to do these single kind of tasks only. So that is how Ornith is bringing massive agentic power right in your own local machine and even competes with the frontier AI models like Claude Opus. All the codes and readme file with the step-by-step instruction on how to set up the project will be available in GitHub link in description and pinned comments, so you can grab them and get started with the project easily. Let me know in comments if you have some suggestions for me to build more local AI projects, and follow the channel for more such AI builds, updates and workflows.